as it pertains to the Indiana Fever, who also played last night, and the Fever Liberty game this weekend will be most excellent. I am looking forward to it. Liberty beat the Dream last night 81-76, and January 13th, 2022 was the last time that Caitlin Clark did not make a three in a game. She was a sophomore at Iowa until last night, where she went 0 of 5 from three for the Indiana Fever. She had gone 42 straight games with a three to start her professional career. That is the longest streak that we have ever seen by a player in the WNBA. But it ends last night. It did not matter because the Indiana Fever still won. Big thanks to Natasha Howard, who some Fever fans were ready to send to Timbuktu after the previous game. You got to give them a little bit of an opportunity because Natasha Howard flexed why she is such a critical addition to this team last night. I thought her attacking Brittany Griner to make Brittany Griner pick up her sixth foul late in that game was massive by getting Brittany Griner out of the paint and opening some things up for the Fever. And this iteration of the Fever that we saw last night is like the testament to the building of this roster, because not only did Caitlin Clark not make a three in the game, Aliyah Boston had a pretty bad game herself, and yet they still found a way to win. And like when they needed big shots at the end, it's Kelsey Mitchell coming up with a clutch three. It's Caitlin Clark finding Aliyah Boston on the post for a nice play to ultimately, give Fever the momentum to carry this out to a win. But throughout the game, it was Howard, it was Sophie Cunningham, and it was Lexi Hull, who were the reason that Indiana came away with a win in Atlanta last night. And having Sophie Cunningham on this team, she comes off the bench, her and Hull both, they're like a little chaos creation tandem coming off the bench. And the defensive activity that they have, they almost throw like a mini two-woman press at you at times, and the Dream seemed to really struggle with it. I'm still interested to see how DeWanna Bonner fits offensively with this group. I think there's still some gelling to be had, but she did have 8 rebounds last night, so it's not like she's ineffective. It's not like there's no place for her in the starting line. I don't know if she'll be a starter at the end of the year. That's something to still be figured out. But anyway, I thought last night's Fever win was just kind of the exact formula that you were looking for of what do we do if Caitlin's having a bad night? What do we do if Caitlin Clark and Aliyah Boston are having a bad night? Okay, we have options, and that's huge for the Fever.
Options on offense. Once they figure it out, we can get it to DeWanna Bonner, and then defensively, you brought it up. With Hull and Cunningham, just create chaos on the perimeter. Oh, and by the way, on the back end, Natasha Howard, defensive player of the year, 2-time all defensive selection. I think 2-time first team all defensive selection in the WNBA, right? Like that is a player, a veteran who knows her role and how to play her role well. And so if you're creating havoc on the perimeter with your guards and she's back there to clean up any potential mistakes, she's in help side when she's supposed to be, she's great defending the post one-on-one, like that's how you do it. So Caitlin Clark now doesn't have the pressure of the on-court pressure, forget the off-court stuff, but the on-court pressure of having to be on 10 every single game, right? The pressure burst pipes. You don't have to do that every single game. You can say, all right, I had a bad game, but I trust my teammates to be able to pick up the slack. And as soon as they figure out how best to use Bonner and how to get Bonner involved in the game without Caitlin Clark on the ball so much, it's going to be real tough for teams not named Liberty Lynx to keep up with that.
I did really enjoy seeing the return of Trash Talk Caitlin Clark, because sometimes people forget, like, it's a fun little extra add-on of her game. She and Ryan Howard got into it a bit early, where Ryan Howard was like, you're in Atlanta, and Caitlin was like, I'm not scared of you. This is the moment, first quarter. We got a little push, a little action between the two. And then the best part is Caitlin Clark's face as she says, I'm not scared of you. You know how we did our phrases draft last week, CJ? Yeah. She might as well have said, get a load of this girl. Get a load of this girl. I'm not scared of you. She looks like a cartoon face out there. Also, final note from last night, the court was awesome in Atlanta. The court that said, pay some respect to women's sports. They're going to ultimately donate this court following last night's game. But I did think it was a pretty, I think a kids center, like somewhere where kids play, but pay some respect to women's sports. You heard about it.
The Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hart, live every weekday at 8 a.m.